Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Starting the Day the Right Way, 5 minute devotion. For what date are we on? January 9th. These days just seem to be flowing into each other. All right, so last night I'm with my little guy, and my wife, 3 weeks ago, had some major operations and healing quite nicely and seemingly, according to the doctors, at an accelerated path. But me and the guy, before we put him down, we pray. We pray over Mama. We pray for Mama's healing, and we've been praying with him for a long time. I don't know, 2, 3, 4 years probably. And sometimes, he'll have a little cut, and we'll pray over it, and it'll be gone by the morning. Or we'll pray over his stomach, and he'll have some stomach issues, and we'll help him to go to the bathroom a little bit quicker than normal. So he's used to some fast prayers. But with Mama, we've been praying for 3 weeks, and Mama's been getting up much more than she has on, day one post-surgery. She's been moving around the house a little bit more, but he wants the total and complete healing. And so I'm like, listen, buddy, some things we got to pray longer for than other things. And, God has several answers: yes, no, and wait, right? So we just keep on pressing in, and we keep on praying, and we pray that Mama gets better every single day. And so he seemed to accept that. So we'll see. But that led me to this verse, and this verse comes from the New Testament, okay, and it's after Christ's crucifixion. All right, so I'm going to pick it up from chapter 12, verses 1 through 11, and it says this from the which version am I reading from? New International Version. It was about this time that King Herod arrested some who belonged to the church, intending to persecute them. He had James, the brother of John, put to death with the sword, and when he saw that this met with approval among the Jews, he proceeded to seize Peter also. This happened during the Festival of Unleavened Bread. After arresting him, he put him in prison, handed him over to be guarded by 4 squads of 4 soldiers each. Herod intended to bring him out for public trial after the Passover. So Peter was kept in prison, but the church was earnestly praying to God for him. Okay, so the church as a whole, okay? When the Pharisees killed Christ, they thought this was going to be the end to it, but instead it gained a lot of momentum. Okay, and people started getting saved left and right, and numbers started growing. So the church was earnestly praying. Verse 6, the night before Herod was to bring him to trial, Peter was sleeping between 2 soldiers. Bound with 2 chains, and sentries stood guard at the entrance. Now think of this, they had 16 guards, right? And the 2 soldiers, and Peter was bound by chains, and he had sentries right at the entrance. So there was no way for Peter to get out of this, right? There was no escaping. It was hopeless, right? Suddenly, an angel of the Lord appeared, and a light shone in the cell. He struck Peter on the side and woke him up. "Quick, get up," he said, and the chains fell off of Peter's wrists. Then the angel said to him, "Put on your clothes and sandals," and Peter did so. "Wrap your cloak around you and follow me," the angel told him. Peter followed him out of prison, but he had no idea what the angel was doing or what was really happening. He thought that he was seeing a vision. He thought he was dreaming or something. Verse 10, they passed the first and the second guards and came to the iron gates leading to the city. And they opened by themselves, and the angel and Peter went right through it. When they walked the length of one street, suddenly the angel left him. Verse 11, then Peter came to himself and said, "Now I know without a doubt that the Lord has sent his angel and rescued me from Herod's clutches and from everything the Jewish people were hoping would happen." So there's there's a lot of things in this verse, but a couple of things that really jumped out to me. The church was earnestly praying, okay? That word earnest isn't like a quick prayer or a quick emoji that, maybe we'll text when people ask for prayer, right? It's earnestly, it's pressing in, it's not giving up, it's knocking on God's door until what you're praying comes to pass, okay? As long as you are praying for something that is within God's will, it's going to come about, okay? It's going to happen, okay? Okay, so that's number one. That's what I saw, that the church was earnestly praying to God. Okay, the second thing, suddenly, right? God is the God of suddenly. When things seem hopeless, when there seems no other way that something's going to happen, when we've been praying for a family member for 20 or 30 or 40 years for their salvation, when we've been praying for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years for a healing, right? Suddenly, God shows up. Okay, I don't want you to miss this. Okay, this I feel is purposely put in the Old Testament. I'm sorry, in the New Testament, and at a time after Jesus already was crucified. Jesus said that we would do greater things in him. Okay, and this movement that was created after his death was abundant in miracles, and it was abundant in the works of God. And I firmly believe that we are going to start to see more of that today, in these days. Okay, so if there's something that you've been praying for earnestly, if you've been pressing in, don't give up. Don't stop praying. God is about to answer it. Dig into these verses for yourself. I hope this was a blessing to you. Have a great night. Take care.